Brock Lesnar's WWE tenure, the first go around, his first stint, whoo, it ended badly. And now Kurt Angle has revealed why he lost at WrestleMania 20. Oh, let's break it down. Okay, so look, Brock Lesnar, he's had two stints in WWE. He's had his first one where he was a rookie and he rose to fame, and then he departed in 2004. Went on to try out for the NFL's Minnesota Vikings, did preseason, just didn't make the final 52-man roster to join the team. He then transitioned to MMA, where he went on to fight in the UFC. He became a world champion, and then he came back in 2012 to WB once his MMA career was over, although he did return for a one-off against Mark Hunt in 2016 at UFC 200, which was overturned because he popped and he tested positive. He is arguably a bigger star in his second WB tenure than he was in his first, but I think a lot of people forget his first go-around. He was pushed to the moon after a short stint in OVW because he got into the wrestling business because of money, and he liked the fame of it. He liked the money that the fame created for him. He doesn't like fame. He doesn't like people. And that was what ultimately led to his WWE departure the first go around, because he hated the travel, he hated the schedule, and that's why when he came back in 2012, not only did he work a much, much reduced schedule, but he flies in private and he flies out private. And that's how Brock Lesnar travels. WrestleMania 20, a very unique situation. Brock Lesnar, he was leaving WB. He had negotiated and agreed to a non-compete clause that was ridiculous just to get out of that contract. And then they booked him against Goldberg. Goldberg joined WB in 2003. It was a one-year deal. It was 2 years post removed from the closure of WCW when WB bought it. And Goldberg did not like his one-year tenure with WB, and he wanted out as well, and so he didn't renew said deal with the company. Thus, you had two guys being booked against each other in a singles match with Stone Cold Steve Austin as a special guest referee in their final match at WrestleMania 20 in Madison Square Garden in New York City, going up against some of the most rabid, die-hard, and vocal fans possible. And thanks to the dirt sheets, everyone and their dog knew going into this match that both guys, they're booking out. So it was just a shit show. It really, really was. It was a bad match, a bad reception. It was just bad all the way around. Here's the point of today's video. Kurt Angle, while speaking with Inside the Ropes, he was doing like a one-man show kind of thing. He talked about how Brock Lesnar handled WrestleMania 20 horrifically because he could have just went over on Goldberg in that match. But instead, he opened up his mouth. And this is what Angle had to say. We go back. We go to Raw or SmackDown. We're on SmackDown. He goes up to Vince McMahon, says, Vince, I want to try out for the NFL. And I, Kurt Angle, like, oh, F, man. He just F'd himself. So next week is WrestleMania, and what happened? Brock Lesnar does the job for Goldberg. It would have been the other way around if Brock would have just smartened up, but he didn't because he's an idiot. And obviously he says that in a nice way because they're really good friends. But just crazy, crazy, crazy from Kurt Angle himself, one of Brock's best friends. Just it's crazy to think how history could have just been changed just by Lesnar just keeping his mouth shut.